What does money in Africa look like in 5 years? Where's Africa Bitcoin Corporation in 5 years? And what would have happened by then, maybe that the rest of the world didn't see coming?
Let me start with where Africa Bitcoin Corporation is, right? Um, I hope by then that people have realized that money can be impactful and make change, and that those two objectives are not mutually exclusive. And in anticipation of that um, dream, I've gone ahead and built an infrastructure that can attract capital from the US, from the UK, and from everywhere else along the world. So I want a place where people can opt in for a high yield, but understand that their money is changing lives, creating jobs, creating economies, and just changing the landscape of what Africa needs. Like Africa doesn't need favors anymore. We want to build for ourselves, and we trying to overlay our architecture across that, so that when people buy into that, that we can still give you a decent return and put your Bitcoin to use. Um, that's where we want to be. So we want to hold as much Bitcoin as possible, but not with the objective of just holding the Bitcoin. We want it to be able to drive impact across the globe, which we think is, by the way, what Bitcoin was meant to be. And I think, and I don't say this disparaging to other Bitcoin treasury companies in the US and in the UK. If you can give a pensioner double the yield that he was earning pre, say, Stretch or SATA, we should do that. We should do that all day, every day, and as much as possible. But that's not the only solution for Bitcoin. Bitcoin can also be deployed in the way we envisage it, where it's put at risk, admittedly, but risk with concomitant reward and high impact. Because from our perspective, and the way I look at it is my family is going to live and die in Africa and in South Africa. I need to make it a better place for them to live in. And that's not just true for my family, but for families across Africa. It doesn't matter if I have billions and billions of money. South Africa's got to be a cool place to live in. And I want to make that true for everyone else as well. And the way we fix that is less gangsters, more entrepreneurs, less poverty, more entrepreneurs. And what I think will happen is once businesses realize that Bitcoin can be used as a functional part of a business's capital structure, like we trying to demonstrate, we'll see more and more businesses use it, but not to issue preferred shares, but to lower their own cost of capital, because lowering your cost of capital has a profound effect on not only your own business, but the economy. You can suddenly deliver your services more cheaply. Like if you're making bicycles and you can borrow money and import steel cheaper than your competitor does, that means you can build more bicycles and sell them cheaper. That means more kids have bicycles to ride around the neighborhood on. And the same is true for every business in the country. You can bake bread cheaper. You can make games cheaper. You can make whatever cheaper. You can deliver financial services cheaper. You can deliver insurance cheaper. And that's the idea, is that we want to demonstrate that you can use Bitcoin as this embedded feature in your capital structure.
Can I make some predictions, Mark?
Yeah, please.
If I want to see Africa Bitcoin Corporation being in the top 10 biggest businesses in Africa, at least trading on the Johannesburg Stock Exchange in the next 5 years. I want to see us impacting 1 million lives in the next 3 years. Not 5, 3. We should be impacting 1 million lives, 1 million jobs we want to create. We don't think that's a high number whatsoever. If Saylor can hit 1 million Bitcoin in the next 3 to 5 years, I want to hit 1 million lives in the next 3 to 5 years. I also think that if we can do this, the latent human potential of Africa will finally be unleashed. Africa sits right now at that point where everyone says Africa's rising, Africa's rising. We're getting Africa rising fatigue. But I think what we've been waiting for as Africans are two things. We've been waiting for artificial cognition to come along and be available on these devices, where I have the capability to take my cattle and point my phone at it and ask an AI what's wrong with the skin disease and get 1,000 cattle PhDs to look at it. The ability to take my soil and point my phone at it and it tells me how to fertilize my soil. That is an enormous unlock on the African continent. We have never had artificial cognition symbiotically matched with so much latent human potential on our continent. And 19-year-old average age, that age group wants to do innovative next generation things. We believe that's a massive catalyst, and I think that will unlock major things. I think the next Twitter won't come from here. The next Google won't come from here. We believe the next Twitter of water purification is going to come from here. The next Google of agricultural services will come from Africa. I think we will cure diseases here. We'll start utilizing the stuff in our soil that gets taken from us and then sold back to us as a chair or as a toy. We'll finally kind of bring back industrial capacity on the continent. And these tool sets will do that. Artificial cognition, but the only way we can do that is if we have perfect capital. And finally, we have perfect capital. We've never had this before. We've never had an instrument like Bitcoin ever before that we could lend against, employ relative to this opportunity. And that combination is a significant unlock on this continent. And over the next 5 years, I think it will be an extraordinary thing to observe moving forward.